I'm Azadeh and I'm back with another interesting video on another Saturday. An exhibition of Pablo Picasso's works has been held at the Tehran Museum of Contemporary Arts, which has attracted a lot of attention from art lovers. In addition to the fact that it is very interesting for me to see such valuable works, I always enjoy seeing the modern architecture of this museum. As you can see, the floors of this museum are connected to each other by a sloping walkway and no stairs are used inside the building. Various schools in Tehran have also brought their students here to visit, and these young girls have given the exhibition a joyful atmosphere. At the beginning of the exhibition, we are introduced to the works of Jean Dubuffet, whose style, called Art Brut, has had a great influence on modern painting and sculpture. Then we look at two sculptures by Alberto Giacometti, Standing Woman and Walking Man. On the ground floor of the museum, there is an interesting courtyard whose architecture has been done with great care. The Tehran Museum of Contemporary Art, the most important museum of modern and contemporary art in Iran, was built in October 1977 through the efforts and initiative of Queen Farah Pahlavi of Iran. The museum building was designed by Kamran Diba in a modern architectural style and inspired by Iranian desert wind catchers. Well, in this section, Picasso's entire biography is briefly introduced to those interested. This episode also explains Picasso's marriage to a Russian ballerina, Olga Khokhlova, in 1918. The first work we see here from Pablo Picasso is called La Femme qui pleure 1, or Weeping Woman 1, painted in 1937. Again, Pablo Picasso, the name of the work is La Femme qui pleure 3, Weeping Woman 3, painted in 1937. This is another view of the museum courtyard from the floor -1. Here, a book called Afat is on display, a collaboration between Picasso and the innovative Russian poet Ilyas Danvich. This book was published in Paris in 1914, and in addition to having a Persian name, it was written with inspiration from Kufic script, a type of Arabic artistic calligraphy. In Persian, the word afat means disaster or calamity. Here you can see the name of the book, which is the word afat in Kufic script. This section features another valuable book that was published in 1931. This book commemorates the centenary of Honoré de Balzac's famous work, The Unknown Masterpiece, which was written in 1831. Picasso painted 80 illustrations for this book. The next part of the exhibition was very interesting to me because it was about a love story. This section of the exhibition focuses on Picasso's second marriage and explains how 35-year-old Jacqueline Rocque married 80-year-old Pablo Picasso. After Pablo's death, Jacqueline was never comforted and eventually committed suicide at the age of 60. Jacqueline was a great source of inspiration for Picasso and he painted more than 400 portraits of her. Portrait de femme 2, Portrait of a Woman 2, 1955. Jacqueline lisant, Jacqueline reading, 1957. Portrait de Jacqueline au bandeau, Portrait of Jacqueline with a headband, 1962.
You put down the phone, you've nowhere to go. Get back on the road, yeah.
This section of the exhibition focuses on Picasso's linocut printing works. In this method, the artist carves a sheet of linoleum according to his design, then pours paint into the empty spaces and presses it onto paper to create his desired painting. One of the outstanding works that Picasso created using the linocut technique was Jeune homme couronné de feuillage, or Young Man Crowned with Foliage, in 1962. In this work, the 81-year-old Picasso seems to be searching for his lost youth. This section features works by Iranian artists who were inspired by Picasso and his style. Jalil Ziapour, 1962. Mohsen Vaziri Moqaddam, 1967. Bahman Mohasses, 1967. And on this wall you can also see Picasso's signature. Ellie Hiltonen, Water of Life, 1975 to 76. A pool of distilled oil named Matter and Mind, Nariyuki Haraguchi, 1946. And this is a nutritious snack in the museum's artistic atmosphere. Garnik der Hakupian, Untitled, 1975. The last and perhaps one of the most valuable collections in this exhibition is called Tauromaquia, or The Art of Bullfighting. The legendary Spanish hero José Delgado wrote the first and most important reference book on bullfighting in 1796, Tauromaquia. The book was so important to the Spanish people that Francisco Goya drew illustrations for it. In 1928, Gustavo Gili commissioned Picasso to create more paintings for Tauromaquia. But the Spanish Civil War put the project on hold until in 1957 Gustavo Gili's grandson persuaded Picasso to finish the work. The result is a printed collection of 26 paintings, each an echo of Picasso's childhood in Malaga. And this is a set of illustrations that Picasso designed in 1942 for the book Natural History by Comte de Buffon. Some other prominent works by Pablo Picasso are on display here. Fenêtre ouverte sur la rue de Penthièvre, window open to the street Penthièvre, 1920. And finally, one of the Picasso's sculptures on display here, called Baboon and Young, created in 1951. The sculpture is made mostly from simple everyday objects. The head of the mother baboon is a combination of two toy cars belonging to Picasso's son Claude. And its body is made from a clay jar, with the handles of the jar forming the baboon's shoulders. Visiting this exhibition was very inspiring for me and reawakened in my heart the desire to travel to Europe and enjoy the art and culture of this continent. I hope you enjoyed watching it too. به امید دیدار.